told you in one of my earlier vlogs that I am practicing my Chinese translation skills at the moment, this month or this season. Until the start of November I'm going to be practicing because I'm sitting an accreditation test in November. And I've been learning Chinese characters for a very long time, since I was at university. I started learning Chinese because I wanted to learn a second language. I always wanted to learn a second language, and I didn't really have the opportunity until I got to university. So I was sort of captivated by China. And I thought I'll try Chinese and see if I like it. And the teachers were really fun and they told really good stories about China and life in China. And so I was interested in the storytelling and the way that Chinese people, their outlook on life, when you get to know them and when you begin to start studying their language, it opens up sort of a whole new way of seeing things. And so once I started, I wanted to keep going. And even now, each evening as I spend time with the characters, I'm reminded of how frustrating and challenging it is. All these characters with no rhyme or reason about why they're pronounced that way or why they mean certain things. But on the other hand, it's actually quite a nice thing to do, to just spend time with the words, time with the language. And I do like words. I like writing and words and language. So it makes it enjoyable for me. Yeah, so I started learning Chinese back in 1997. No, wrong. I started learning Chinese in 1993, so that's over 2 decades ago now. Yeah, I'm really glad that I did. I now teach people Mandarin and I love passing on my enthusiasm and excitement about the language. And I don't think that will ever go away. I like traveling in China. I like speaking Chinese. I like the food and the culture. I like the depth. It's really deep, Chinese culture, when you think you're getting to know it and then you realize there's sort of another whole layer under there. So if you're just starting out learning Chinese, keep going. It is worth it. It is fun, but I totally recommend immersing yourself, traveling there, going and testing it out, because that's when the real learning happens. You know, it takes a long time to become fluent. You can learn a university degree and still not be fluent. Spend time in China practicing. And some people will live in China and become very fluent at spoken and listening, but they won't understand the writing. So I think the writing is definitely worth it. It's so interesting how the words are put together, and it is just liberating to be able to read it. And it's doable. I did not start learning it until I was 17, and there's no Chinese sort of newspaper article or magazine thing that I can't pick up and understand. I mean, I need to use my dictionary obviously for some words, but I can always get to the bottom of it, and that is very satisfying. All right, well, I hope you have a lovely weekend. It's Friday here, and I did my first aid course today for my yoga teacher training, and that was quite... Well, I thought it would be easy, and then I started it and it looked quite difficult, and then I did well. I mean, I passed the pre-course test, so tick tick, getting there, almost on the countdown now. Next week is very intensive yoga week for me, so I'm looking forward to that. Let me know what you're doing. If you're learning Chinese, good luck, keep going, you can do it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Fun fact, did you know that the first form of visual art in China was calligraphy? So the written Chinese characters, the calligraphy was more valued than painting, and some would say still is. So that beautiful word art, calligraphy of China, is really beautiful, and you know, you can practice it every time you're practicing your characters. You know, you sort of feel like you're partaking in some kind of art form, which is always kind of uplifting.